DJ Whiskers and the London Experience. In the bustling heart of London, nestled between the Thames and a row of vibrant markets, lived a cat unlike any other. DJ Whiskers, as he was known to the city's music-loving crowd, was no ordinary feline. With fur as smooth as midnight and eyes that glowed like emeralds, DJ Whiskers had a knack for turning ordinary moments into magical beats. By day, Whiskers roamed the cobbled streets of Soho, leaping gracefully between vintage record shops and cozy cafes. But as the sun dipped below the horizon, he transformed into the star of London's underground music scene. His studio was an old double-decker bus parked in an alleyway, its interior transformed into a DJ booth filled with vinyl records, glowing turntables, and fairy lights that twinkled like stars. Whiskers' journey to stardom began in the home of Mrs. Pemberton, an elderly music teacher who had found him as a stray kitten. She'd often play classical records, and little Whiskers would sit by the gramophone, swaying his tail in time with the music. One fateful day, Mrs. Pemberton left the piano open. Whiskers pounced onto the keys, accidentally striking a chord that made the old woman laugh. "You've got a sense of rhythm, my boy," she said, ruffling his ears. That's when the idea of music first sparked in Whiskers' mind. When Mrs. Pemberton passed away, Whiskers found himself alone, but not lost. She had left him her collection of records and a note that read, "Follow the music, Whiskers. It will lead you home." So he carried a few of her treasured records to the streets of London, where his adventure truly began. One evening, while exploring Camden Market, Whiskers stumbled upon a street performer struggling to draw a crowd. The musician had a battered guitar and a forlorn expression. Seeing the opportunity, Whiskers leapt onto the performer's makeshift stage and began tapping the tambourine with his paw. The crowd's heads turned. "A musical cat?" someone exclaimed. The performer, quick to seize the moment, began playing a lively tune. Whiskers added his rhythmic flair, swishing his tail in time. The crowd grew, coins jingling into the open guitar case. By the end of the night, the performer, a young man named Ollie, thanked Whiskers profusely. "You're a natural showman, mate. Ever thought about DJing?" Ollie asked, scratching Whiskers under the chin. That's how Whiskers got his first set of turntables. They were old and scratched, but to Whiskers, they were magical. Word of the DJ cat spread like wildfire. Whiskers' first gig was at a quirky cafe in Shoreditch. As the beats began to flow, Whiskers' tiny paws worked the turntables with surprising precision. From then on, DJ Whiskers became a sensation. He performed at rooftop parties, underground clubs, and even a charity gala at the London Eye. Whiskers' signature style combined classic jazz with modern electronic beats, creating a sound that was uniquely his own. But fame came with its challenges. Enter Sir Paws-a-Lot, a Persian cat with a diamond-studded collar and an air of arrogance. Sir Paws-a-Lot had been the reigning feline DJ before Whiskers arrived on the scene. He didn't take kindly to the new competition. One day, Whiskers found a note tucked into his turntables. "Meet me at Battersea Park, midnight. Let's see who the real DJ is." One day, Whiskers found a note tucked into his turntables. "Meet me at Battersea Park, midnight. Let's see who the real DJ is." Whiskers' tail flicked nervously, but he knew he couldn't back down. The challenge was set. Under the glow of the moon, a crowd of animals gathered in Battersea Park. Squirrels, pigeons, foxes, and even a few curious humans came to witness the showdown. Sir Paws-a-Lot arrived in a gold-plated carriage, his entourage of mice carrying his equipment. Whiskers stepped up first. His set began with a soft piano melody, a nod to Mrs. Pemberton, before erupting into a crescendo of beats that made the crowd cheer. He mixed bird chirps, car horns, and snippets of street performers into a symphony of city life. Then it was Sir Paws-a-Lot's turn. His performance was technically flawless, but it lacked the heart and creativity of Whiskers' set. The crowd's reaction was polite but subdued. As the last note faded, the crowd erupted into chants of "Whiskers! Whiskers!" Sir Paws-a-Lot, humbled, approached Whiskers. "You've got talent, mate. Let's collaborate sometime," he said, extending a paw. Whiskers, ever gracious, accepted. With his reputation cemented, Whiskers began using his fame for good. He started DJ workshops for young animals, teaching them how to create music and express themselves. His double-decker bus studio became a hub of creativity, buzzing with energy and excitement. One day, while sorting through Mrs. Pemberton's records, Whiskers found a dusty old vinyl labeled The London Symphony of Dreams. It was a rare recording, and Whiskers decided to remix it as a tribute to the woman who had inspired his journey. When the remix debuted at a concert in Trafalgar Square, the audience was spellbound. The music captured the spirit of London, its history, its diversity, and its unyielding rhythm. As the final note played, Whiskers looked up at the starry sky, feeling Mrs. Pemberton's presence. "Thank you," he whispered. DJ Whiskers' fame spread beyond London. He toured Paris, Tokyo, and New York, sharing his music with the world. But no matter where he went, London remained his home. He'd always return to his double-decker bus, where new adventures and beats awaited. And so, in the heart of London, where the city's pulse beats strongest, DJ Whiskers continues to spin magic, proving that even a small cat can make a big impact, one record at a time.